Hi, Summer. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Alrighty. Did you have any thoughts on what you'd like to work on today?
Um, more cheerful characters this time.
What cheerful characters? Okay, that'll be really fun. Do you have any in mind that stand out to you? Like, for instance, any of the characters from like My Hero Academia? Um, who would you say are more cheerful characters?
Um, like Nina Ashio.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So how would you describe characters that are more cheerful?
Um, sorry, what?
Yeah, like how would you describe the characters that are more cheerful?
They're like lively and um very expressive towards the people that they care about.
I agree. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay, great. So why don't we think about maybe a character that's really like sunshiny, optimistic, always looking on the bright side, bright, bubbly, sing song, like hmm,
Like Joy from Inside Out.
yeah, exactly. That'd be a perfect example. Um, or maybe like Mina, Mina Ashido, could be an example if we were thinking of like from My Hero Academia. I feel like she could be an example of one, or maybe like um, Mirio, the one who's like the younger guy who like is kind of similar to All Might, but he's like the younger dude. I
Hmm.
think he could be another example of that like sunshiny, optimistic kind of character. Um, so yeah, awesome. So let's see if we can find a good um, monologue to work with. Yeah, I think this is a good one. All right. Okay, so go ahead and take a silent read through first, and then let's go ahead and just give it a first out loud read through.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. So maybe today didn't exactly go as planned. I mean, sure, I tripped 3 times before breakfast, spilled my coffee on my shirt, and oh yeah, the bus zoomed right past me like it was in a race. But hey, that just means I got extra cardio in, right? And look, the sun is still shining, the sky is still blue, and we're still here, breathing and ready for round two. That's what really matters. Every setback is just like a trampoline. You bounce down and then boing, you bounce even higher. So let's go. Whatever comes next, I say we face it with the biggest smiles we can manage. After all, the day isn't over yet, and who knows? Something amazing might be waiting right around the corner.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Good. So, what do you think might be happening here? Who do you think you might be? Where do you think you might be? Who are you talking to?
It seems like the like sort of lively person in a classroom had made it to class like kind of late and they were all wondering why they were out of breath and they were a bit messy but everyone
Oh,
was so well put
yeah.
together.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, like it sounds like, maybe there's like a series of unfortunate events happened this morning and it's like, man, they couldn't get everything going this morning, but they're like, "You know what? I'm here and, hopefully good things are coming." Yeah, and so yeah, they're probably like winded and just scraping in the door and they're like, "Well, I made it," you know.
Mm.
exactly. Yeah. So I think we could play up maybe like feeling a little breathless there. And then maybe do you feel like you're trying to like it seems like a pep talk for that last half too. Like maybe you're trying to maybe like you had a partner for a class project or something and they're all nervous and anxious and you're like, "But I made it. It's all going to be okay." And you're like trying to reassure them maybe.
Yeah, that
Yeah, so
sounds
let's go ahead and try that again.
okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. So maybe today didn't exactly go as planned. I mean, sure, I tripped 3 times before breakfast, spilled coffee on my shirt, and oh yeah, the bus zoomed right past me like it was in a race. But hey, that just means I got some extra cardio in, right? And look, the sun is still shining, the sky is still blue, and we're still here, breathing and ready for round two. That's what really matters. Every setback is just like a trampoline. You bounce down and then boing, you bounce even higher. So let's go. Whatever comes next, I say we face it with the biggest smiles we can manage. After all, the day isn't over yet, and who knows? Something amazing might be waiting right around the corner.
Nice. Yeah, good. Awesome. So then good. What did you like best about that take? And was there anything that you would change about it?
More accurate to how I feel like someone would sound if they were out of breath or had to run to school.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I do think that it sounded more like realistic. It felt like we were really, right there in there in that experience with you, that it's like, you're just scraping in the door just in the nick of time kind of a thing. And you're like, whew, all right, here we go. On with the rest of the day. Made it. Um, Yeah, like and sometimes I like to raise the ta stakes somehow, like maybe your teacher is a stickler about timing, and if you'd been, even 10 seconds later, you would have been locked out or something, and it's like, whew, I did it, to kind of make it even more exciting. Um, yeah, really nice work there. So is there anything that you would change about it?
Um, Maybe I'd like give it more energy towards
Okay,
the end because I was
sure.
kind of like drifting off.
Okay, so maybe like thinking of like ramping it up a little bit more towards the end. Okay, great. Yeah, so that we kind of like end it with a bang kind of a thing. Absolutely. Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. Okay. So maybe today didn't exactly go as planned. I mean, sure, I tripped 3 times before breakfast, spilled coffee on my shirt, and oh yeah, the bus zoomed right past me like it was in a race. But hey, that just means I got some extra cardio in, right? And look, the sun is still shining, the sky is still blue, and we're still here, breathing and ready for round two. That's what really matters. Every setback is just like a trampoline. You bounce down and then bling, you bounce even higher. So let's go. Whatever comes next, I say we face it with the biggest smiles we can manage. After all, the day isn't over yet, and who knows? Something amazing might be waiting around the corner.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that it and it, another thing is you can start it a little less excited and that way it has somewhere to go, right? So it could be a little like whew, all right, I made it. Oy. And then like it gets more optimistic as it goes. So it kind of builds from somewhere, which I feel like you already started to do, where you kind of switched it around a little bit so that it doesn't feel the same throughout, but it feels like you kind of start in one area for the character, winded and just scraping in the door and being like, well, this happened and this happened and this happened, but I made it. And, hopefully things are just going to look up from here. So I really liked that transition that happened as we went through. Really nice. Good. Awesome. How do you like it? What did you like best about that take?
I definitely like the shifting that I um
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was
Sorry.
really nice. Mhm. Yeah, the shift, it makes it feel like it goes somewhere. Like it starts to feel a little long to me without having a shift. But then when we
Mm,
add a shift, it feels like this journey and it feels like, oh, okay, where's the character going to go next? And like, like we get to adventure along with the character more,
mhm.
which I really liked. So yeah, I like that a lot. So let's try a different sort of a character. I found a script that this one reminds me a little bit more of like a loud, overexcited best friend, like fast, pumped up, bursting with energy. I was thinking for this one, it could be like the teacher who's always doing the announcer kind of stuff. Mike, he's like got the pokey blonde hair and like he's always doing like announcing it stuff. Excuse me, or Kirishima, I thought could be like a good inspiration for this one. Um, so yeah, I was thinking that kind of energy, like really big character energy for this one. Um, like really punchy, kind of with the speech patterns, I feel like. So I sent it through the chat. So what do you think of this one?
It's very upbeat, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it feels like a very just like loud, positive, like yeah, kind of an energy. Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and just do an initial read through for this one?
Okay. Oops, sorry. I have a cough that just won't go away.
Oh, it's okay, same.
It's been here for like 2 weeks.
I think it's that
Okay.
time of year. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You crushed it out there. Seriously, I thought my brain was gonna explode from how awesome that was. And hey, don't you even try to brush it off, because I saw it with my own eyes. You went full on superhero mode and bam, blew everyone away. And listen, if you can do that, then there's no way you can't handle what's next. I'm telling you, you've got this in the bag, my friend. No, scratch that. You've got this in both bags, zipped up tight. Now, come on, let's celebrate with, I don't know, victory snacks or something, because you're on fire and the world needs to know it. Woo!
Nice. Awesome. Good. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like, you guys just had a really big battle or test and man, like it felt really intense there for a minute and you're like, I didn't know how things were gonna go there. Like I thought things might decline rapidly, but man, you just like saved the day at the last minute. That was so exciting. Like a just in the nick of time kind of an energy. And then it's like, heck yeah, like let's go celebrate because that worked really well and things panned out for us. So, what do you imagine could be kind of the scenario here of who you feel like you could be, who you could be talking to in this moment?
I, uh, ow. Um, I feel like this is, I can't not picture Kirishima
Right. Yeah, it
talking to
definitely has
somebody.
that kind of energy. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, like thinking about, there's like a really big battle or, a big test, and he's like, oh, that was awesome. Like, man, did you see this happen? And man, when you did that, it was so cool. And remember when I did this? Yeah, just like a really big celebration and excitement about like the close calls and how you guys like pulled through. Yeah, it definitely has that kind of energy, I feel like. So I definitely can see that too. So, what would you say are some of those kind of stereotypical things that he does with his voice as a character?
He has a lot of rasp in his voice, but that's
I
like
agree.
when he's very expressive, which is a lot of times. So,
Yeah,
um, he tends to over exaggerate sometimes,
he does.
and he's a big
Yeah.
hand talker.
Mm-hmm. Very expressive, over exaggerating. Um, yeah, like I feel like he can be really like dramatic with his storytelling and um just very like lively, loud. So yeah, so let's go ahead and try again and see if we can incorporate some of those kind of vocal characteristics that we're used to hearing for that character.
Sorry.
For Kirishima, for the character, trying to just like give it a little more of a feel like it's that character talking.
Okay. I can't be very loud because my dad's in a meeting
Oh, it's
next
okay,
door.
no
So,
problem.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You crushed it out there. Seriously, I thought my brain was going to explode from how awesome that was. Hey, don't you even try to brush it off because I saw it with my own eyes. You went full on superhero mode and bam, blew everyone away. And listen, if you can do that, then there's no way you can't handle what's next. I'm telling you, you've got this in the bag, my friend. No, scratch that. You've got this in both bags, zipped up tight. Now, come on, let's celebrate with, I don't know, victory snacks or something, because you are on fire and the world needs to know it. Woo!
Nice. Yeah. I mean, even if we're not actually yelling, we can still have intensity in the voice. So I definitely think that you were getting a little more of that like ramped up energy and intensity there. Um, so what are some other things we can do to build that excitement other than just being loud? Um, for instance, we can be a little bit faster. Um, we can be a little more like punchy or accent a bit more on specific words or moments. What are some of the things that you noticed yourself doing to be more expressive?
I um like punctuated a few words
Yeah, yeah, I
more
definitely noticed
intensely.
that. Yeah, more punctuation. Yeah, exactly. I also noticed that you made the character sound a little more like excited that time,
Hmm.
with some pitch variation that wasn't there the first time, like the woohoo, like going a little bit higher and stuff, at
Hmm.
certain points, which also I think built that excited feeling, like kind of a big cheer at
Hmm.
certain points, a little more pitch variation, which worked really nicely. So is there anything else that you feel like you would want to adjust about that? Um, is there anything else that kind of stands out to you for that character?
Um, Not that I can really think of.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so why don't we try more of like a clumsy goofball kind of a character, maybe a little like silly, a little awkward, a lot of heart. Um, So who are some characters that you can think of like that? Like, I feel like, excuse me, Minetta is a good example. This character isn't going to be like quite as pervy, but I
Hmm.
still think it has like some of that kind of energy of like that goofy, a little bit awkward, silly kind of a feeling. Um, like, um, Yeah, it seems like a little clumsy, like dropping the bag of chips and tripping and stuff. Like they're not the most coordinated, as they say. But they brought the snacks. So yeah, so um, a little like slapsticky, a little like um more playing into the comedy here. So why don't you try just giving that a read through?
Uh, hmm. Sorry. Hmm. All right, team. I got this one. Don't worry. I'll just whoa. Okay, okay. That was totally intentional. You see, I was testing the floor's durability, and good news, it works. But seriously, I'm ready. I may not be the fastest or the strongest or the most coordinated, but I've got good spirit and snacks. I mean, come on, you can't save the world on an empty stomach, right? So, who's hungry? Oh, well, I guess that's one way to share.
Okay, um, so what do you imagine is happening here in this situation?
Um, well, they say save the world on an empty stomach, so I'm assuming it's hero based.
Yeah.
Uh, and if it's hero based, I feel like this is a character walking into a locker room filled with like superpowered people that
Okay.
are getting ready for a big mission. And since they don't have superpowers, they have to help out in other ways. So they're more of an assistant than
Mm,
anything.
sure. Yeah, so it could be like a helpful sidekick kind of a character, but who doesn't actually have the ability to like be a hero themselves, but they just love being there with everybody and feeling like, oh, like I'm part of this and I just love
Mhm.
getting to be in this world and be around you guys. So just looking for any way that they can be helpful. Um, so so I feel like clearly they're like gearing up for something. So what do you imagine might be like the scenario? And do you feel like I feel like your character is kind of like apologizing at times too? Like, that they wish they could do more and be more and
Mhm.
like they seem a little bit apologetic to me. Um, So do you think that's just because of them being clumsy right now? Like, do you feel like there's an urgency to what's going on here?
I feel like they're trying to make up for things that they might have done in the past,
Ah,
like cause some problems with
yeah.
things that they've done before, and they feel terrible about not being able to be as good as their teammates.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like maybe they're trying to make up for something. Yeah. Yeah, like maybe on the last mission they like flubbed up and screwed some things up and everybody got kind of mad at them and so they're really going out of their way to make it up to everybody and like, be better this time. Um yeah, so let's try it like that you're really trying to like make it up to everybody and be more helpful.
Okay. All right, team. I got this one. Don't worry. I'll just whoa. Oh, okay, okay. That was totally intentional. You see what I was testing the floor's durability and good news, it works. But seriously, I'm ready. I may not be the fastest or the strongest or the uh most coordinated, but I've got spirit and snacks. I mean, come on, you can't save the world on an empty stomach, right? So, who's hungry? Oh, well, I guess that's one way to share.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. Um, so I feel like something happens, like try to think of how they might be reacting to um what you're saying. Mm, like when you drop the bag of chips and like you say, "Oh, well, I guess that's one way to share." Like, um, I don't know, like what could you be responding to, or like what do other people say or do around you? Like, I mean, like somebody could walk by and just stomp on the bag of chips, or like, do you feel like they're actively like showing that they're mad at you right now?
feel like they're looking at the character with like pity as they see them trying so like desperately to make up for whatever they did because they all knew it was an accident, but they're trying their hardest and they find that it's kind of like self-deprecating, I guess, in a way.
Okay, all right, so it's pity. Okay. All right, so let's try it again and think about kind of like reacting to their facial expressions and gestures and thinking more about how your character would respond to them.
Okay. All right, team. I got this one. Don't worry. I'll just whoa. Okay, okay. That was totally intentional. You see, I was testing the floor's durability. And good news, it works. But seriously, I'm ready. I may not be the fastest or the strongest or the most coordinated, but I've got spirit and sex. I mean, come on, you can't say the run on an empty stomach, right? So, who's hungry? Oh, well, I guess that's one way to share.
Okay, nice. Yeah, like it felt a little more awkward, hesitant, unsure that time. Like the time before, it felt a little like giddy, nervous energy, but this time felt a little more like you can feel the disapproval and like a little more apologetic to me. How did it feel different to you?
I felt like they were trying to, like they obviously noticed the pitying stares, but they thought it was for a different reason. So they tried to
Uh,
reassure them that they didn't need to give pity.
okay. So, yeah, so trying to reassure them a little bit more. Yeah, it
Mhm.
definitely had a different energy there. So, what would you say are things that all of these characters have in common, and what are the things that are different between the characters?
All of them are upbeat in like a certain way, but
Yeah.
the way that they're upbeat, like the reason is different.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Hmm.
One's trying to be optimistic, one's trying to cover up their emotions on how they actually feel like to spare the other people around them from having a negative emotion, and one of them is genuinely like happy and excited for their friend.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So they have some commonality, but then in like you said, like they're all cheerful characters, but I feel like they're very distinctly different characters too. So really nice. Awesome. Well, great work with those. Keep up the good work this week. Keep practicing those cheerful characters, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
All right,
All right. Bye, Summer. Have a good one.
bye.